What is going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to yet again, yes, it's that time once again for a ban list sort of prediction video, hopes and wants, etc, etc. First we'll address the main things, and then we'll move into some little choice cards that I personally would like to see some niche things maybe creep their way off the list or onto the list. I don't know, we'll see where this conversation goes, but without wasting any more time, let's address the elephant in the room, and that is, of course, the main meta decks this format. And what are those decks? We have Salmon Great. We almost said True Draco just because I see Masterpiece on the list there, but I hope he stays. Salmon Great, Sky Striker. We have Thunder Dragon, and we have Orcust. There are other decks that you could consider meta, but those are the four that I would consider to be the top, the end-all be-all. Based on all the WCQs that we've seen in the past few weeks, those seem to be the most represented. Of course, a few outliers here and there, Pendulums, Prank Kids, things like that, Crusadia Guard Dragon decks, all those types of things. But the deck I want to talk about the most, at least at first, I guess, would be the Thunder Guard Dragon deck. Now, this deck, I think, is probably the most powerful deck this format, strictly because of how consistent it is, how easy it is to play through interruptions, and its access to cards like Elpie, Yugioh, the simple fact that the Thunder cards are so broken in and of themselves to be able to quickly go into a card like Thunder Dragon Colossus, but not just one, maybe multiples. The Chaos Dragon Levianeer, who could forget? The Danger Engine, which I think I already mentioned, you know, just a ton of upstarted goblins or free special summons. It's kind of going off the rails a little bit. Now, Worlds is in August, which is about a month away. So I'm making this video on the 3rd of July. I don't think we'll see a list until late July, maybe before Worlds or maybe until after Worlds. I don't know. We have a set coming out on the 14th, and that is Battles of Legend. I don't think they will be making any changes until after that at the, you know, the nearest point. I don't think we'll see anything between now and then. At least I hope not, because I don't know when this video is going up, because I'm currently recording this the night before I'm leaving for vacation. I've been literally making videos all day, and this is like one of the last videos I gotta make. So if I'm losing my mind a little bit, bear with me. But yeah, as you see here, the changes from the previous list. The first card that comes to my mind is Saryuja Skull Dread. A lot of people calling for it to be banned. I think we might see a step down from 3 to 1. Will it go to 0? Should it go to 0? I think so. It's a card that is currently being abused and will only continue to be abused. But I think at 1 it might be the sweet spot. I don't know. Because we see a lot of Guard Dragon decks taking advantage of not only the first Saryuja, but using the second one in order to climb out of that Guard Dragon lock that it gives you when you can only special summon dragon monsters. But maybe there'll be some other substitutes for that, like Triple Burst Dragon. But of course, Triple Burst Dragon is nowhere near as good at resolving that second Saryuja to draw 4 more cards. Well, I think the one Saryuja could be fine. Now, this brings me to the other card that I want to talk about as opposed to Saryuja, which I think should go to 1. I think we'll see it go to 1, if not 1, maybe 0. In this coming list. It says no sooner than July 1st, and it's July 3rd, as I've said already. But yeah, moving forward, Chaos Dragon Levianeer, arguably one of the most powerful chaos monsters to exist this format. The simple fact that your opponent, the Thunder Dragon players, being able to summon multiples of these in a single turn and ripping multiple cards out of our opponent's hand. And we also have the Diabolus play, which comes in as well to either make you stack a card from your hand back to the top or bottom. I think cards that manipulate your opponent's hand are not the greatest. I mean, Mulan Glacier for the longest time was the only card that was consistently a threat for hand looping. I mean, you know, we had Trish loops and stuff as well, but that has been addressed in the ban list. But we have sort of this hand loop thing going out of control once again. And I think Levianeer should be brought to 1. Should it be banned? I don't think so. It's too new of a card, I feel, to just be going straight to 0. I think it only, came out in Savage Strike, maybe Soul Fusion, which was late last year or early this year for Savage Strike. So that is a card that I think could go to 1. And then that brings us to Guard Dragon cards. I've heard a lot of people calling for Guard Dragons to be banned, specifically Elpie. And I think they're too new to get hit. I know House of Champs discussed that in his video. a while ago, and I think they're just too new. They should be hit. LP is insane. It's an insane card, especially when we're tuning out cards like Omni Dragon Brotor and Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which is Monster Reborn on steroids, because we can use it multiple times after we link it to, you know, Saryuja and bring it back with Pisty in some builds to summon out, you know, like Crusadia Draco and continue to pop off from there. And then as far as other cards are concerned, the dangers at some point will need to be addressed. How are they going to do this? The only way I see this being possible is based off what Tombox said in his prediction video, or MST TV. If you haven't checked him out, I recommend it. Great channel. Same thing with House of Champs, etc., etc. But Danger Jackalope is a card that he predicted that could possibly go to 1, because it's a very, very powerful danger monster. Will they arrest the dangers? Probably not. They're probably just going to leave the dangers at all, you know, at full power, because I believe there are some dangers reprints coming in the Gold Sarcophagus tint at the end of the year. So I don't know, but dangers will need to be addressed at some point. Will it be this current list? Probably not. That is just my guess. And that's all I really want to talk about for the Danger Thunder deck. That's all I really can think of at the moment. Yeah, so if I forgot anything, feel free to mention any sort of problematic cards that Danger Thunder could possibly see addressed realistically in this next list. We did see, where was it? The Phantom Skyblaster hit that happened on the last list. This was a slight check to Danger Thunder. Thank God they still don't have 3, because this means they'd be able to trigger out Saryuja even faster than they already can. They're a little bit more reliant on the, you know, danger stuff now, but it's such a consistent deck. We've got Rotar to sort of, you know, boost the consistency and all the Guard Dragon stuff. It's just, it's really powerful. Now, the next deck I want to talk about is Salmon Great, the deck that did win the EU WCQ. It's topped several WCQs, winning multiple events. It's very, very powerful, consistent. It's already been hit by way of the Lady D-Bug, which we see right here, that went to 1 in April, I believe, of this year on the, what was it, the 29th of this year, yeah. So Lady D-Bug at 1. If we see any other hits realistically to Salmon Great, I see it either being Gazelle or Salmon Great Circle. One or the other is going to go to 2 or 1. Which of those ones, I'm not entirely sure. And as far as Salmon Great is concerned, I think those are the only hits we'll see to the deck. Does it really, like, Salmon Great is a deck that I really like because it's a top tier meta deck, but it's not like overly busted. It's not putting up a board of 1 billion negates that takes 2 to 3 cards out of your hand, or setting like 1 billion fog blades and having a double pop. I mean, it's a classic search your traps, set them, or hard draw into them if you can, and just build a somewhat, you know, it's, you know, the classic meme, it ain't much, but it's honest work. Like, that's what I feel like Salmon Great is. It's a pretty balanced tier 1 deck right now, and I feel like it might just need a slight slap on the wrist like they did with Lady D-Bug. Maybe we'll see Circle go to 2 or 1. I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe Gazelle going to 1. But I feel like that would just hurt their deck really, really badly. And I don't know if they'll do it to the Salad Boys just at the moment. Like I said, it'll probably be something smaller. Like they hit D-Bug to 1. Maybe we'll see Circle go to 2 or Gazelle go to 2. I don't think Circle will go just because it's a generic searcher for the entire deck. Maybe the search target, the primary search target that you would go for, will probably be a card like Gazelle. So maybe Gazelle going to 2 on the next list for Salmon Great. Now, for me, the bigger elephant in the room is talking about Orcus. Orcus is probably the newest deck to hit the scene. They just got Dingirsu, which arguably pushed them over the edge here in Dark Neostorm. And that set came out, what, like a month ago or so, like May 30th or whatever. I can't remember when it came out, but it's not been that long. Like, they haven't had Dingirsu for that long. It is a solid deck. I think it's too new to deserve to be slaughtered. People are like, Mermaid ban, Bardiche ban, but that literally just kills Orcus. It doesn't kill it. The deck's still playable because you're not touching any of the main deck monsters. It just has to develop a completely different play style, and it's not nearly as powerful. If I'm being realistic, I think Bardiche needs to go, but like that'll be 2 Phantom Knight cards directly being hit on this list. We saw the rank up spell being banned. Where is it? Yeah, the Phantom Knight's rank up magic launch card that was used to be going into Azathoth. Now we just see the redoer in of himself being used as an eruption with Shade Brigandine. You know, maybe we'll see the Phantom Knight's boots hit to 1, or maybe banned, or maybe Fog Blade banned, but it's tough to call. Like, for the general health of the game, should a card like Bardiche exist that A, gets you a free special summon, gets you a free 1 to 2 free basically breakthrough skill / impermanence Fiendish Chains, Plus, also giving you the ability to make your Dinky Suit more effective by giving that added bonus where if a Dark Xyz monster summoned to his own at points 2, you get to pop an additional card. So it's literally doing so much for the deck, and that's just where the balance kind of gets thrown off, and that's where I'm like, that's the red flag. That's something that might have to go. Other card that people keep looking at is Mermaid. I don't see Mermaid getting hit. Another point that House of Champs made in his video, Konami likes to sell product, and this is something I've always believed in for the past couple of years, is they want to sell their product, and they're going to advertise something to be in a tin that's going to be a chase product at the end of the year. And they have those cards in there. Like, I know Nightmare Mermaid getting a rarity bump, and Danger stuff getting, I think Saryuja is going to be in there as well. Dark Savior stuff, so Sky Striker stuff possibly. Like, the odds of them banning a card that they're trying to sell, like, that just doesn't make good business sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, if you're advertising for it in some of your promos that we've seen leaked on the Yugioh org, like, why would you ban it? And also, I don't think Mermaid deserves to be banned. At least not yet, anyways. Because, I mean, definitely Bardich will hurt Orcus way more than Mermaid going, so I don't know which way they'll go as of yet. Maybe Mermaid will go, but then I'll be mad because my Pure Mechs will lose a card once again that doesn't have anything to do with Pure Mechs. Like, we lost Brilliant Fusion, Grinder Golem, and now we might lose Mermaid, which gets rid of the Ibly play. But luckily we still have Draconet, so there's that. Now we talked about Thunder, we talked about Salmon Great, we talked about Orcus, and now we'll talk about Sky Strikers. So Sky Striker's been at full power for a year. They've only seen 2 hits on the ban list, and that is by way of the Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones going to 1, because that card is literally nuts, and not just only Sky Striker, but a ton of other decks. And we see the Sky Striker Ace Kagari going to 1 as well. If Striker gets hit again, it's not going to be till after Battle's Legend. We're seeing Engage reprint, Widow Anchor reprint, we're seeing Array reprint, we're seeing the Afterburner reprint. I don't think we'll see Engage get hit. I don't think we'll see Widow Anchor get hit. If anything, it's going to be multi-roll going to 1 or 0, but I think multi-roll going to 1 is fine, because, Cosmic Cycloning that card and it's just gone and you don't got to worry about it. Then sort of that puts Sky Strikers on a bit of a clock. So the grind game it had going downhill, and I mean, the deck has been at full power for over a year now. So I mean, that's just the cycle of full power decks in Yu-Gi-Oh. They have their time in the limelight, and then they kind of sink down. Some of them kind of simmer and stay relevant, like a deck like Burning Abyss for a couple years, and they simmer up and down until new support comes their way, Cherubini, etc., etc. But who knows? I think multi-roll is the only card I'm looking at that makes logical sense for Sky Strikers to receive a hit from on this current ban list. Now, the fun part. The other part I wanted to talk about is cards that I personally hope to see come back, and I talked about this last time. Graph still being on this list as a BA player. I would love to see Graph come to 2, and Seer maybe to 2 as well, especially if the deck loses Bardich. The deck needs more things. It's low on things. We need Seer back to 2. We need, like, if not Seer, just Graph to 2. Like, having a second Graph in the deck would be so nice. Deep Sea Diva to 2. What is Mermail doing right now? It's at best a worst Orcus deck. Could we please have Deep Sea Diva to 2, especially if things get hit? I don't know. I'd love to see Deep Sea Diva come to 2. This is such a good card, but at the same time, it's not. Mermails could use a bit of a support, I guess, a little bit of a boost. Unicorn is a card that they just brought to 1. I would like to see this card maybe come to 2. If not that, I would love to see Shuret Strategist of the Necraz come to 2. I hope Necraz gets a little boost back from the list. Just a little bit. As of right now, it's basically Vanity's Ruler or Bust for the deck. I mean, it has a couple other cool plays other than that, but I think it could come back definitely, and it should. And the other card I want to talk about is a card that some people will probably disagree with me, is the True King Lithosgasm and Disaster. I think if you bring this card back to 1 and help Dino out just a little bit, I mean, hell, they brought Miscellaneous Source from 1 to 3, so that'd be cool to see them give Dino just a little bit of a push, maybe seeing Lithosgasm coming back to 1, and yeah, I think that's really about it. Just looking through here, that is really all I'm picking up, I'm putting down, man. That's really it. Maybe Harpy's Feather Duster or Heavy Storm, just some back row removal card, because we have so many back row decks that just go unpunished, because Twin Twister at the end of the day can only do so much, and it forces you to lose a card, which puts you at a massive disadvantage. So having a blowout card like Harpy's Feather Dust or Heavy Storm would be really, really helpful to the deck. Oh, another card I want to talk about, Mystic Mine. I hope this card goes to 1 or 0. I'm sick of this card. So many people have complained about this card and just absolute outrage. It just ruins the game because of the time rule, deck out situations, and burn damage, and it's just not a fun deck. Oh, it slows your opponent down. What's the difference from, you know, your opponent making a full Thunderboard and you can't play anyways? Well, here's the difference. I can actually, like, summon monsters and use monster effects under those boards. Whereas Mystic Mine, it's like, oh, now I can't do anything. Guess we just sit here and I get decked out and we just go into time. Like, that happened to me the other week. Like, I lost to Paleo in time because of Mystic Mine, because it dragged on for several turns while my opponent just kept to keep drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. Well, I sat there and just, I was completely bending the knee because of one stupid field spell. So I hope that card either goes to 1 or 0 because it's just not healthy. I know some people will disagree. That's fine. Everybody should have their own opinion, etc., etc. But yeah, that's going to wrap up this ban list sort of predictions, hopes, and wants video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Join Discord, follow me on Twitch as well, and let me know, most importantly, what you think down in the comment section below. Is your ban list going to look like? Feel free to post your whole limited, your forbidden, limited, semi-limited, unlimited, etc., etc. I want to see what your next list looks like. What do you disagree with me about, you know, what I said, and what do you agree with me? You know, let me know down in the comment section below. Drop a like as well. As always, guys, Winter Kill signing out. We'll see ya in the next one.